Hello everyone, my name is Amos Nimos. I don't know if the streaming has begun yet. I won't be using dual monitor today, so I won't be able to, see the chat. But if there is people that start watching the stream, maybe I will respond to the chat. So today our focus is simple. It's to focus on these VirtualBox machines, VMs, and try to set up a virtual server. So you can tell me in the comment below if the sound of the music is too loud or not loud enough. Who knows? So first of all, what I did, I went into preference and I set up this network, VMnet2, which is going to be our NAT network. And now what I need to do is go into the settings of each of these VMs and make sure that they are connected to our network. So this one is. Now let's see if this one is also connected. I look like I know what I'm doing right now, and I don't. But let's first of all make sure they are all on the same NAT network. I don't know if the bridge, where our Debian A1 is our bridge, it's called that. I don't know if that should be also I should probably pick an instrumental for that. I don't know why I'd say that the ISO for the Debian one is empty. That's not a good sign. But it's there. So, but it say that it's empty. That's weird. So let's go into networking. Make sure that this one is also in our NAT network, and we are set up for that. Now, like I said, I'm just gonna probably pick an instrumental since it's gonna be way less distracting for me because I need to be focused for what I'll be doing. So let's go with another song than Microsoft. So if I go into my music, there it is, music, and I go into, I'm supposed to have a instrumental playlist right here, and which one should I play? Let's go with, how about now? How does that sound? Does it have vocal? I think it does have vocal, but I think it's still good for background music. It's way less aggressive and I need to relax right now, so that's good. Let's move that out of the way. Let's open the evaluation paper. So this is what I am trying to build. So I have the A2, A3, and they should host their own site, but I don't care about that for now. They should have this IP. They should be within at least that range of IP, which is something I think that I should be able to set up today. That's, I think, assigning them IPs within that range. But I don't even think I need the DHCP to do that, since I have already configured the VMnet2 to have this IP range. So let's make sure that we're within that range for now, and let's do that. So how to do that? Let's go with A2 because it's the Linux one, so that's the one I'm the most comfortable being in. And look at the inet. It's not, it's not what I'm supposed to have as an IP. So I will need to assign it an IP using the DHCP server. That's just what I wanted to confirm. Like if I do IPA, like our IP is, it has changed. So it is within the range that we need it to be, I think. So let's compare that to the, I hate because it's not a fully TTY virtual machine, it takes the control over the mouse, which I don't like, compared to the DHCP server I set up as A1. So if you look at our A2 server right now, its IP is, it starts with 192. Let's just confirm that. 192.168.168.20. That's good. Then .4. It should be .0. It should be .0 and not .4. I'm pretty sure. So let's take a look here. Yeah, it should be .0. So why is it .4? And how do we assign it like a different IP and the DNS suffix. So it'd probably be simpler to start with the DNS suffix, but I'm just gonna take a look at our VMnet2 network to make sure that it has the 0 here, because that might be the reason why we have 4 here. So if I go into preference, network, and take a look at our network, you can clearly see that it's supposed to be a 0 here, but somehow we're getting a 4. Supports DHCP, so yeah. I'm not sure I can set the Debian A1 as the DHCP. That's what I'm struggling with. But for now, let's try just removing that part. Say OK. Failed to save the setting, of course, because we are in the VM right now. So let's close, save the state of the machine right now, so that we can access our network setting. Try to remove the size of these ports in the network. So preference, network, VM network, and let's try to go with, I just want to remove that, see if it makes a difference. You know, that's you can't, first of all, they don't allow me to do that. So interesting. So the CDR is let's ask ChatGPT. I'm not gonna be shy of using ChatGPTs for questions that are that specific. So yeah, it needs to be .24. Not dot, but /24. Hey, we have a viewer. Hello, how are you doing? So yeah, we're gonna need to ask ChatGPT for that. So let's open a new Anon browser and go on ChatGPT just to ask it why that is that the last number of our IP is not what we want. I don't even know if you can. Yeah, you can use ChatGPT without an account. That's good. So that's the IP of the SID-R. So that's our SID-R for our NAT network. So far so good. I think that the problem is that we're specifying like 20 here. So they must each have a different IP. That they can't have the same IP. So by giving it such a strict IP here, I think it had to change the 0 at the end because it could not give them each the same IP. So maybe if we replace the 20 with an X or a star to say like any IP would work, that might work. So if I go into network VM2, let's try not hard coding the 20. Does that work? So okay, and that almost works, but invalid setting detected, so it did not work. So I cannot use like the star sign. Let's try the X like in the documentation. Doesn't work either. So it needs to be 20. It needs to be 20, and that is why we might need to set up the DHCP server to have it be 0 here and 20 here. Because they are not all under the same network, right? Or are they? I'm getting confused. I don't really understand what they want me to do here. Like, am I supposed to have A2 and A3 have the same IP? Because that is the network IP, right? So the network, they all are connected to the network that is here, but they don't necessarily have the same independent IP, and I don't think they need to. I think I'm overcomplicating things. I think that's valid the way it is. They are connected to a server under that, but the bridge, the DHCP bridge, they are not bridging. I don't think they are bridging, and I don't even know how to verify if they are going through A1 or how to configure them so that they go through the A1 stuff. So again, ChatGPT help. I don't think we need to bother about that for now at least. So how to, okay, let's start typing anew. I have 3 VM and I want, and they are on the same network. That's important to specify. On the same NAT network. NAT network is not the same as just NAT on itself. A NAT network is something that you can connect multiple machines to the same NAT connection, but NAT network is not that. It is something different. So I have 3 VM on the same NAT network. Okay, let's give it the same name. So A1, A2, and A3. How to make sure that A2 and A3 go through the A1 as a DHCP bridge to the internet. I mean, it would have been way easier to just start with the DNS, because just applying a local DNS can't be that hard, right? Can it? But I want to make sure that they are shared. I should probably ping each other. That would be smart. A smart move would be to ping them. But let's take a look at what ChatGPT is giving us here before I delve into seeing if they are connected indeed. Set up A1 as DHCP server. So I already have, I don't have that installed. What is that? DNS mask. Configure DNS mask for DHCP server. Open the configure and configure it like this. But it's not really explaining, right? But I like how it works. I like how simple it is. Like, you can really say for this server it's gonna be this IP, and I think that's how it works. Let's take a look and try to understand. So we have a range here, interface. So we need to have like our interface name, our connection. That's like the cable connection between our VMs. So let's go back into the VM and anyway, that's where I'll need to set up the DNS, right? I think. Not even sure. Like, where do I set up the DNS? I know what a DNS is. I just don't know like on what machine and in what order. But when I look at the task that I have to complete, you can see that they put like the yeah, let's just move to a different page. The one that shows the step would be above that, I think. So yeah, that's the page with the steps. So it's say that we need to, yeah, so step 3 would be to give them IP with DHCP. So how do I do that? So yeah, I probably need to just make sure of both IP. I should probably take them in notes. So IP A, that's the IP for one of our machine at least, and it's gonna be even harder because I'm gonna need to get the IP for the Windows machine, which on Windows I'm not really even sure how you get the IP. So if you know, tell me in the comment below. If you don't, I don't care. So IPA. By the way, if you're trying to, like, if somebody was trying to watch this video and try to hack into these virtual machines, it would be hard, since I mean, it would be hard. I'm not saying it's not possible, but don't try, because I mean, I'm just trying to complete my study. So if anybody was to use these IP to try to connect to it remotely, that would be just, nobody would win anything from that, so it'd just be annoying. So yeah, I think that's a good start, but then it's like assuming the interface is ETH0. So is that our interface? Let's say we have host hello. So I wish I could just copy this to my main computer, but I don't think I can. Like shared clipboard, host to clipboard. That's no, guest to host. Yeah, but I don't think I have a guest Linux stuff. So let's try to copy this. It doesn't work. Like the usual command to copy just doesn't work. Maybe that's because I'm on Puppy Linux and it's something different. No. So I try to copy this. Now I'm trying to just go back to the other. Yeah, it's not copying to the main machine. So I'll need to type that manual. That's just a pain. Like if I was on my own computer at least. But I don't want to reveal my personal IP, so you know I won't do that. So yeah, that is not easy. Like you can see the global scope is ETH0, and you have like its IP here. So let's again save this machine state for now. Let's go global ETH0. Now let's try to open the A1. Okay, so that one is just TTY. There is no other desktop environment. So what we are trying to do here is configure the network interface, network which ensure that they can communicate with each other, but also provide internet access via the host machine. So first of all, with the A1, how do I verify the other machine on the same network? First of all, because before I can do anything, just verify the archive. Check it because you're in A1, A2, A3. So IP ADR show. So that should other address within your network range. Yeah, that's IP ADR show. But that doesn't work because it's the same as doing IPA, and I don't see them. So maybe they are not connected. Maybe I was wrong. Like IP ADR show. Yeah, no, I don't get more information. It's just more of the same. So I'm not detecting them. So do I need to ping them? So yeah, I need to go on each of them and type this command, I think. Yeah, on all of them run the following. So I need the IP, but I already know, I memorized the IP. Yeah, I am that smart. So let's ping it, baby. Have you memorized the IP? I did. So we want ping C4. I think 4 is for 4 time, or maybe it's the delay. And then we put the IP. So let's try to ping our other server first of all. Ping is like a little hello, do you exist? C4, and our IP for the other server is it's written on the page above this one. So that page. So we have here our IP, and we want to set it to 4 instead. So we have 192.192 dot. I should probably create an aliases for these, so because I'm gonna reuse them a lot. So 168. No, not 168. It's in the eval 168. Okay, 168.20. 168.20.4. I remember that. So let's try to ping that. And if I'm not mistaken, we should unreachable. So 4 packets was sent to this mystery IP, but none were received because I am dumb. I need to have both machine open at the same time. That is so dumb, right? If that's the error I made, that'd be very stupid. Also, it's still unreachable though. have 4 error for 4 packets. So if I do IP8, what am I doing that's not working? Because they are supposed to be on the same network. If I go into settings, they are on the same network. Not network VM net. And A2 settings network VM net 2. Okay, so we are connected to the same thing. So why not working? That is the question. So I'm just gonna scroll at the bottom here so I can see at least. So let's make sure that we have the right IP. That first of all would be very smart. So 192, that's right. 168, that's right. .20, .4. And do I need to specify like ./24 to look for all the it doesn't specify it, so but that did not work. I have both VM open, both on Debian. No, it's not both Debian based, but who cares? And from the A1, I tried to ping C for A2, but could not reach it. A1 and A2 could not reach it using its IP, because I am using the right IP. And let's try to debug that. Why am I like, what happened if like I tried the opposite, like from this one to reach the other network? So let's try IP8, get the IP for this one. So it doesn't even seem to be on the right network, because our iNet doesn't start with the right sequence. So I think the reason might be like, let's just take a snapshot. How could I call this? DHCP about to reboot. So that's just a backup, you know. And now what we can do is just close it for real, just power off the machine, reboot the machine for real. That way, since I rebooted the machine, I should be able to having some issues here, but when it comes to login, we should be good. And the password, clear IPA. Now we have our updated IP, so that's why it did not work. So now we can try the command that we tried last time. It's no longer in our history. That makes sense. So what was that command? It was ping C for 192.168.20.4, and I think we are connecting to it, right? Transmitted, received. It received the package. I just needed to reboot the computer. That's good. That is good. Okay, that's good. We're making progress, baby. Oh, frick. That was hard. That was harder than it needed to be. So I'm probably also gonna try to run another team. Let's go with full-on Chicago icon team classic 85. Close. That's nice. So now if I open like my file manager, it looks more retro. Nautilus looks way more retro. So yeah, now that we have that completed, we pinged that thing. We want to add it. So for now, just focus one step at a time. What we want to do is, okay, the ping between A1 and A2 work. Let's focus on setting the DHCP for so that A2 access through the internet goes through the A1 DHCP. They are both on the same network. I don't know if you can hear the music properly. That's a very good song. Let's just try to increase the volume for it. The eval right here, I'm just gonna open it like so that and no, because that's not gonna suffice. I'm just gonna close that and disown it, so that now I can close the original terminal and just have the eval right here along with the chat, so that once in a while when I come take a look at the eval, also have the chat. So recap of the step. That's a lot of steps, but we are still in the same conversation, right? Yeah. So my last question was, okay, great, since A1 configure A1 as DHCP. So we need DNS mask to be installed. And since I don't want to have to retype that IP every time, I am going to create an aliases. And to create an aliases, let's just go with the bashrc file for now and not have a separate file for aliases. That's not good practice. I never do that on my system, but we are not on my system, so let's go wild. Alias. That's going to be A2 IP equal. Don't ever do what I'm about to do, okay? That's a no. Don't do that. Never hardcode IPs like I'm doing right now. That's the best way to get hacked, okay? Never, for no reason. There is no actual reason to ever hardcode an IP like this. I'm still gonna do it. So A1, this is ourself. I should probably put our own IP also here, so that we don't have like to fetch it every time. It's gonna save us a bit of time. Forget how to paste. Right, okay, it worked. So A1 equal, I think it's 5, 192.168.20.5, but let's just confirm that. So IPA, we are IP5, I was right. So I'd assume that A3 will be IP3 because of like that would make sense, but that's just me assuming stuff, okay? But right now we have our two IPs that we'll need for this project. Good thing to source that, bash rc. That way, like, we reload it back into our system, so that if I say echo and I pass it like A1 IP, it prints nothing. Great. That did no way. Why? I'm not sure, but because it's an aliases and not a variable. They could have been exported as variable. Why use an aliases when you can use a variable? Let's try that. Let's try to export them as variable instead. So that is dumb. Let's go with a better approach. Export A1 IP as equal 192.168.20.5, and then we do export A2 IP equal 192.168.20.4. Actually, since it's just the last letter that we're changing, I could just have like the first part, and then let that work for me. That worked for me. But you know, you could make that like more efficient. That could be a function. That could be a function where you just give it like the A2 and it gives you. But that's good enough for now. That's perfect. That's what I need. Now let's reload the bash RC. And now that the bash RC is working, what I can do is echo A1 IP, and that gives us the IP for A1 because we're gonna need that thing. We're gonna need a lot today. Do you have people watching? We had like 4 viewers already, but they left because that is boring stuff. I know. So we need to install DNS mask. There's no way around it. We are at that step now. Sudo apt install DNS mask. Like this. User. I had to add myself to the sudo group because by default I wasn't. Do you want to continue? Yes. Like if I was really going to build a good server with good rights attribution and all that, I would probably set it so that this server, the DHCP server, has more power over the server inside of it, and that it has like no rights over the files. I don't know. I would probably try to create some restrictions so that if DHCP is compromised, it doesn't necessarily compromise all the files within it. Try to have every user have its own rights system management so that DHCP cannot access the file of A1. A1 cannot access the file of A2, A2 cannot access the file of A3, so on and so forth. So we have that installed now. The tool for allowing us to. So we have nothing on that page. Okay, I'm gonna use that. And what is that? Anon. So that's our browser, I think. We close that browser now. Do we have another browser open? I'm going to try to save computing power because. Oh yeah, we're using it. So yeah. No, we don't need the introduction though. And since we have like one browser open, I don't know, 2 windows work too. Modern application are optimized. Hey, we have 1 viewer. Hello. Always surprised. That's advanced stuff. So now that we set up the DNS mask, what we're gonna do next is configure the DNS mask, which is something I never did before. I'm not claiming to be an expert, so I copied it, but I cannot just paste it. I have to retype it by hand because I did not configure this properly as a host machine, which probably would have saved me a lot of time. That's a good thing to configure quickly. Share folder setting, machine folder, transit folder. So apparently we have shared folder, but what I'm most interested in is like shared clipboard. Post yes would be good. Bi-directional would be better. But right now what I'm trying to paste here is it's not pasting, and I guess that's because we are not configured as guest addition CD image. What is guest addition when it comes to Linux? Does that exist? Is there like I'm gonna ask ChatGPT again. Like, do we have that? Do I need a guest CD disk for Debian VM to be able to copy from my host clipboard to it? Like, I'm seriously curious about that. How's that work? This feature is yes to enable clipboard sharing between hosts that only guest OS running in virtual machine. You typically need to install a guest addition in the VirtualBox VMware tool or VMware depending on the virtual software you're using. Using VirtualBox guest addition for clipboard sharing. If you're using VirtualBox, here's how to set up clipboard sharing between your host and the VM. Start your Debian VM and the VirtualBox, that's done. And the VirtualBox menu, go to device, insert guest edition. This will mount a virtual CD containing the guest edition installing file inside. Note, if you see a prompt inside of the VM asking you to auto-run the install, choose run it. If not, proceed. Install guest edition and Debian. First, make sure your system has the necessary dependency to install the Debian edition guest. Open the terminal in your Debian VM and run this. So I need to install stuff inside of the Debian VM before I can run it. So I don't think I will do sudo apt update, but build essential dkns linux header uname r. That's a lot of stuff to type, but if it allows me to be able to paste into that VM, it's worth it. It's worth it. So I don't even need that, so I can remove that. So let's install whatever we need to be able to have the guest edition CD, whatever it's called. I should probably have run that as this on so I could close this terminal instead of having to keep it open to have access to this web browser. So we have a lot of stuff open, but everything makes sense, I guess. So what we're looking for is the Firefox that has ChatGPT open to see, like, we need to sudo apt install build essential, which anyway, it's something that it's good to have. So sudo apt install build essential, and it's not even taking more memory on my computer because it's already like assigned to this virtual machine the memory that I'm using with it, so that's good. So I don't know why my mouse is still yeah, no, I need to retype it. Sudo apt install build essential. Is it with an S or not? Let's just try it without an S, with an S. Okay, it's build essential with a dash. That makes sense. With an S or no S? No S. Okay, that worked. Okay, we got it at the end of the day. This machine could be paused, since right now it's taking power for no freaking reason. So let's pause that. Sorry for the little delay while this installs, and we have other stuff to install, so why not prepare ourselves. That's just to get the guest CD for that machine, which I won't. I just want it. I want to be able to paste stuff directly into it, which I don't even think it's gonna work because it's CLI. There's no clipboard in CLI, so I'm probably doing that, all that for no reason actually. And I don't have that many memory on that computer, so that was probably a dumb decision, dumb choice. So I'm probably going to need Xclip too, but does copying work without like a desktop environment? Do I need like Termux? I don't know. Maybe I need Termux to be able to do that. Yeah, I forgot to specify that. Let's tell that to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is going to tell me if I was stupid or not to think like I do. So, okay, I'm stuck. The controls are stuck into the VM right now, so I'm not even able to escape to my other windows. Okay, so let's use the control key, which allows me to leave the keyboard inputs. I forgot the A1 is Debian VM is only TTY. Will clipboard will transfer to guest even work? Will I need Xclip? Because maybe it can work with Xclip. That'd be smart. I see, since is running in TT1 environment without a graphical desktop environment like X1 every event. Clipboard sharing feature like virtual guest edition or VMware tool won't work in a typical way. Clipboard transfer between OS and TTY only. Xclip and Excel would work though. But do I even want to bother at this point? I think I should just go back to set up the DHCP manually, typing everything manually. I can survive that. I mean, it's not gonna be fun. That's a lot of step, right? That is not an easy task that they're asking me to do. Yeah. So that's a lot of steps. Yep. Check the IP configuration. That's done. Already done that. So I ping them. they have been pinged. IP height. Run this command on to see the ARP table. So that's to see our neighbor. IP name. That's for neighbor. IP. But this one is paused, so it's probably not gonna show up. Name. But I'm still able to see them, and I'm surprised that the Windows one is running on the. Its IP is 1. Or is it 3? No, it's 3. The 1 is probably it's the reachable. That's the internet. That's the interweb access. I think that's the network itself. So, but at least now I have the IP for. Yeah, because our IP is not like that's just our neighbor. It didn't include ourselves. So I should probably set up the the other variable for the other IP. So export A3 IP is going to be equal to 192.168.20.3. So that's our IP for our Windows machine. So I should probably write comments. There's people that think that comments are overrated, but they are not. So that's our Debian GUI, let's call it that. Like more specifically Puppy OS, and no, it's not even Debian. I don't even know why I typed Debian. This is our Puppy GUI client. Okay, those are clients, so let's specify that. And here we're gonna have, sorry if it's a bit small, it's very small. So just zoom in, I guess. I don't think I can make it larger than that without like a guest CD, and I won't install a guest CD just to make it larger. That'd be dumb. So what I'm gonna do here is specify that this is our DHCP self, because this is us. So it's not the host, it's just self as the VM that you're currently running right now. So we have our neighbors, which is good, right here. And I'm just going to go to ChatGPT to see what is the next step. So you should see entries for A1, A3 in the ARP table. Yeah, I see them. IP address and MAC addresses like this. Yeah, they are not reachable though because they are down right now. So I need to open them so that they are not unreachable. If you don't see these entries, but I see them and I don't care that they are reachable or not. I can just unpause them. Check for firewall rules. Ensure that there are no firewall rules on A1, A2, or A3 that might be blocking communication between the machines. I don't think there is, because I have not set up any, so I don't think on Linux you have default firewall rules for that. That'd be done though. I cannot paste here, so I will need to just manually type that. So sudo IP tables L sudo IP tables L. What mistake have I done again? So sudo IP table, it's all a single word. There is no spacing here, so it's IP tables L. IP tables command not found. So it's tables. Made a typo there. Sudo IP tables command not found. IP table. Am I making? What mistake am I making? Is it IP tables L, capital L? Am I making a typo? Sudo IP tables all together with dash capital L as the argument flag. You can check the firewall rules using IP tables command not found. That's weird. So make sure that the default policies allow traffic except on the relevant interface. If you are using UFW uncomplicated firewall, you can check the status with UFW status. Let's go check the status. So sudo UFW status. We don't have UFW right now, so I don't think we have any firewall. I didn't set up any, but ChatGPT is telling us to check it up, so I'm gonna check it up, you know. So right now I told it that I did not have the way to verify the firewall of these external machine. I don't have like the command that requires that. So where is my last question? Because it replies me with such large answers, you know. IP tables command not found DDN AI. It's like he meant that the IP table package is not installed, so just install it. Yeah, I could have guessed that on myself. I feel a bit dumb from not having tried that, but you know. Sudo apt install IP tables. Yeah, I'm starting to install a lot of apps on this machine that doesn't have that much memory. Like, I don't have my memory comment, but so I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT. How do you check the memory by default? I think it's DU, but I'm not sure. Like LSPLCAL, yeah, that's how you check it by default. So, are we running low on memory? We have our SD size. Yeah, that's the size, but that's not telling us how much we're using, right? So how do you know? How do you know how much memory you have free on that system? Like by default, I just use my custom script like memory. I'm gonna show it to you on my computer, and I get my memory usage right here. So I have 26 gigabytes of free memory out of, and I'm using currently 196, 916, whatever, which is 89% of my memory used on my main computer host machine. And here I don't even know how much I'm using, which is not good because I don't want to stack overflow the memory of that computer, you know. So IP tables was installed. I don't care about the version. I'm just gonna run it. Okay, so sudo IP tables, and I think I have a lot of viewers just for the music. The music is good. Because I do have a lot of people watching the stream for what is a very geeky stream where I'm building that thing right here. I have 3 viewers, which is a lot of people. But you know, I wanted to share this video because that stuff is complex, and I haven't found any video of people that goes from A to Z. And even if I don't know what I'm doing, it's interesting to see like the steps that it takes me to get there. I think. So target destination is policy accepted. So by default, the output is policy accepted. I think that's good. I think we're good to move on. So let's go back to the steps needed. I think I should have maybe pasted that in a separate file, so that would be easier to handle, because right now that's just a lot of text. Okay, so piping A2 works, and so that's the part I'm interested in. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. We will go.
Virtual world, enhancing, replacing
transaction on your card today. First is for $499 to eBay, and the other is for $1,499 to International Gift Cards Money Transfer. If you have not made those charges, kindly press 1 to speak to our customer care representative.
Scam. That's a scam. I just wanted to have you hear the phone call. Crazy scam, man. We live in a crazy world. Everybody's trying to scam you out of your money. I don't have none. Try to steal money I don't have. Whoa, cool music. Thanks. Yeah, it is cool music. I should put a link in the description to that song, right? I should. So people can listen to it later. Where is the description? It's right here. SoundCloud. At least I think it's out there on my SoundCloud. Last song, Power, very good.
replacing a world redefined.
So I think it's that one. Yeah, no. And this one? No, so it's not on my, it's not online. It is a song I have only on my system, so I cannot make it be online, which is interesting. So yeah, so we have all the authorization that we need here. Go back to the response that ChatGPT gave us. I think I'm just gonna put that separately on a separate file, because those are the steps I need to follow. So I'm just gonna copy this, go into this folder right here. That was quick, right? I know, that's impressive. I went into File, Important, RAC Informatique. Sorry, I cannot pronounce that in English. So RAC en informatique, eval2, and now I can set up this as DHCP steps.md because that's markdown, and I could probably convert this markdown to HTML. Why not? Pandoc, DHCP, MD, output, DHCP, HTML. And now I can just open DHCP HTML with Firefox. And I have just the relevant part that I want. I can close that terminal, that window. We're gonna go back to it if we need to. But right now, that's all we need. That's the file we want. And since it's open with Fox, can I close this terminal without this closing? Or would it close? Yeah, I can close the terminal. Fox is a very useful comment. So now that I have all these steps, let's just zoom in, take a look at what we have here. So we have done that step. We have done, not done that step yet. Interface, what? Network configure DHCP. I think I copied the wrong response. And since I was... Oh no, I copied the wrong response. Yeah. So, but let's make sure. So we have this file where interface listens to that network. So we know that we can do the connection. Set DHCP range, adjust the value as needed. IP range for A2. What is the 12H? What does that do? DHCP range. So it goes from this to 100, and then why the 12H? So that's something I want to ask ChatGPT. So let's go back to Ask ChatGPT. I don't want to be connected as my main account though. So let's open a new window, anon, and have that disowned. So that way I can close the terminal once it's open and go into ChatGPT again and ask it what the 12. I want to understand. I don't just want to copy code while not understanding what it does. Never do that. Understand what you're doing. Don't be dumb. We can now you can do everything with AI. Okay, you can accomplish pretty much every task you want. But if you don't understand what you're doing, what's the point? What is the point? What are you? If something is not working, will you be able to fix it? Will you be able to improve it? The programmer nowadays isn't the one who's building the stuff. He's the one that does the definition. He's the one that completes it. He's the one that does the small little changes that make it polished. Okay, we are the one who polished the project now. We are not the one who created, and you cannot polish something that you don't understand when it comes to code. Yeah, no, that I understand. I just want to know. I forgot to ask my question. So don't print me all that. I just want to know what the 12H means here. The 12H means in the context of, yeah, because I don't understand that. In the context of blah blah, the 12H part specifies the DHCP least time. 12 hours stands for 12 hours. This means that any device like A2 other VMs that is assigned IP address from the range A and N will have that IP address for 12 hours before it must be renewed. The lease of or request a new IP address from the DHCP server. Oh! And what is the maximum lease? What is the maximum lease? So you see, that's why you don't just copy code. If I had just copied this, assuming it will work, without understanding this 12H, this server will just have stopped working tomorrow. And I need it to be working for longer than that. So the maximum lease time is that's a lot of days. 19,099. It's above 9,000, that's for sure. Damn, it's above 9,000. That's a Dragon Ball reference for you. So about 27 years. That is a long time. And how do you okay, so I don't need it for that long, let's face it. So maybe like make it be maybe 100 day, 50 day, 25 day. 50 days is good. 50 days is a good range, I think, for our DHCP, whatever. So yeah. Yeah, that is you can keep a server on the same IP for a while without needing to change it. That's something that I just learned. So I'm just gonna copy this DHCP range. By the way, who am I talking to? Who is participating in the chat that I want to support? So I cannot zoom. I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna try to zoom, make that bigger. So Varleotehud. I'm not really able to pronounce that, so I'm just gonna call you the Hood for now. Sorry, not sorry. You're the Hood for now. So yeah, I missed a lot of chat, so I don't have the context for all that. But yeah, let's go back to our project, our little tiny project. I should probably change the song now. I know it's a great song. It's probably gonna give me more views, but I'm kind of getting tired of hearing the same song and loop for like an hour or so. So let's go with this one. Hope it's a good one. Probably is. Yeah. Good lo-fi. This is a lo-fi channel now. I'm just gonna stop talking and people can enjoy the good lo-fi music in the background. I'm also gonna increase the volume. Why not? So media source. There it is. This is now a radio. I am now officially like a YouTube radio show. Yeah. As I walk through the valley of the shadows of a death, I take a look into my life. I realize there's not left, cause I've been everything and I've been for so long that even the world think that my mind is gone. But I never trust someone, didn't deserve it. If you treat it like a punk, you know it's there. You better than this and I've been for so long that even the world think that my mind is gone. But I never trust someone, didn't deserve it. If you treat it like a punk, you know it's there. You better than this and I've been for so long that even the world think that my mind is gone. Yeah, I'm not a rapper though. Not my field of expertise. I specialize in trying to make stuff work. So here we have our command DHCP range. So we need to go there. Sudo nano. I got distracted and I lost focus, but that is our focus right here. Sudo nano etc DNS mask config. So we are going there. So cd, is it cd nano? Sudo nano etc. And I think it was DNS mask with a Q .conf, .config, .conf, whatever, .conf, mineconf. It is my configuration. Here. There's already a bunch of stuff in there, but most of it is already commented out. So I think that's all comments. But there's one thing I think I uncommented. That's a lot of stuff. That I'm not gonna read all that. No, I ain't gonna read all that. That's so much data in that file. Look at all that, and it's all commented out, obviously, but I'm not gonna read all that. Okay, let's just ignore all of this and assume it's all pointless garbage that I'm never gonna need to use. How's that sound? How about that? I'm just gonna ignore all that text because that's too much for my needs. So now that we edited this file, we need to add these lines. So first of all, the interface is going to be ETH0. Is that true? Is that true? Seems like it. So interface. I don't even know what I'm doing. If I continue like this with my keyboard and all, it's just gonna be like an ASMR lo-fi channel now. Just listen to that good mechanical keyboard I have though. Ain't that good? Like incredible, right? So what I want to add next, since we have the interface now, so it's not in brackets. Can I place it in brackets? Is it gonna cause an issue that I'm used to placing strings inside of brackets? I don't want to create any issue, so it's just gonna be as it is. Just gonna copy the code here. So we now want to create the DHCP range. So I think it was already somewhere in there, but who cares? We're gonna just rewrite it. DHCP range, and that goes between so IP range for A2 and other VMs. So normally in this range I'd want to include so yeah, we want to include both the Windows VM and the Debian VM. So to get their IP, it's simple. I could use our variable, but I don't know if it's gonna work in that file, so let's just hard code it, I guess. That's a place where you can start hard coding stuff. I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT, I exported the IP of the A1 machine inside of the .bashrc file as A1 IP variable. Can I now use that variable in the config? Not the config, but yeah, the how's it called? The mask config. DNS mask. Am I setting a DNS at the same time, or is that something else? I don't know. Mask.conf file, or should I hard code the DNS? So if you watch this video because you're tired of the Indian accent and all the geek video, I just like doing accent. I also have the Russian accent that I'm quite good at, but yeah. This is going to be for another video. Привет, меня зовут Amos Nimos. That's not just the accent, that's foreign speaking. Zatnis mudak. I speak good Russian. I'm gonna get demonetized if I continue like this. So DNS and the DNS and the DNS mask .config. I can bring the chat over, by the way. That's something I have the power to do. So I'm just gonna take the chat right here, because I'm not gonna open my second computer monitor, because it's already hard enough for my computer to handle all that I'm doing. No way I'm also opening a second computer. So see, that way we have, and since I don't need that VM right now, I'm just gonna move it somewhere when it doesn't bother. So I have like the chat, what I'm working on. That ain't real Russian. That ain't Russian speaking. You speak Russian for real? Or you went to Google Translate? I mean, it's even more funnier if you speak Russian. So yeah. So now, where was I? I was at the DHCP range step, and I need for that to, I think it's 20. By memory, I memorized that IP. I'm just good. I'm just that good memorizing stuff, you know. So the IP for the other machines was 4, and now what I can do is, but I want to know, can I use the variable? The maximum least time that we already set that up, you cannot directly use shell variable. So you see, yeah, you need to hard code it. Yeah, you can like get your own IP as a variable here, which I mean for our own IP is probably something we might want to do as a default gateway. So we set ourselves as the default gateway here, but we could use our own IP for that, right? System restart DNS mask. So, but seems like I need to restart it to have access to the export whatever. How this works, so we set in the DS mask a variable, and then we like source it, we restart it to include it. I don't like that methodology of doing stuff. But I'm curious, like, so system DNS mask, yeah, that's too many steps just to get a variable. But look how pretty that looks with the variable. That looks so neat. Then modify the DNS mask ESP like this. So that's too many steps for me. But here we have the environment. That's another step, so that's another method of accomplishing that. Regardless, that's a lot of steps. Use the shell script to generate the info. You can create the shell script that dynamically generates the yeah, and then starts UMask. Here's how you do it. Okay, so you have to restart it no matter what. So you set up all your exports and then you restart it, but you need to then send your okay, so that's how you create the DNS mask within the script. It's weird. It's just weird. It's so you're using the variable here that you set up inside of the script, and then you pipe it into DNS mask, and then you use DNS mask. So instead of configuring the DNS mask directly, you're like configuring it inside of a string, inside of a script that then pipes it inside of the file. Append it to the file. Append replace. That song, by the way, I could listen to it all day. I don't think I'll get bored of that lo-fi beat in the background. I don't think I will need to change it again. It doesn't have lyrics, that's why. When it has lyrics, it's more annoying. So yeah. Do you have people watching the video again? Or have I lost viewers? Still people watching. So always surprised. And I got a like. That's cool. That's great. Already a like on that video, man. That's crazy. So yeah, no variable, just hard coding, and it goes from 3 to 5 to 4 in the range. So 20.4, and what do you put between the range? So that's the first. It's just a comma, So comma, and then it's the same thing. 192.168.20.2. Should I start with the lowest? Should I go from 3 to 4 like this? That sounds good. That sounds like something that makes sense, right? And then so we have first IP here, second IP here, and then how long it's going to last. So I said 50 days would work, so 50 days. That should be good. So here we have our DHCP range. Doesn't need to be a comment. I don't know why it was. Now we've done that part. We need to set the gateway default as ourself, and that should be pretty easy to do. So that's a lot of steps, and I also need to document each of those steps. and I already forgot so many. I need to type them in a file. So at least that's why I'm making this video. I'm not gonna, if I forget stuff that I did, I can just go back. But it's a long video. It's gonna be painful to have to go back to this. But let's just quit that for now. Let's see what we've done. So we've looked at the neighbor and all that, but that's just to make sure that they exist. So I had to ping them. So ping, look at their status with what did we use? IP neighbor to see their status. So let's just start documenting what I'm doing. Nano doc.md. So we are still at the step 6. So ping both A2 and A3. Check their firewalls with IP neighbors. Like this is a command. Both IP with ping C4. Check their fundamental firewalls, IP neighbor. Okay, so that's pretty much how it went so far. And now what we needed to do is we needed to install the DNS mask application, whatever it was. Sudo apt install. We needed to do that. So sudo apt install DNS mask. Should those be comments? No, but they should be steps in order. So 1 and actually that should, yeah, I don't, that's why I never order stuff, because if the order changed you need to retype them. So that's why I just go with dot list without order, and you see the order yourself. You can see how they are placed, right? So that's the step 6. Step 2, that's done. Step 1. Why am I placing comments in front of them? Those aren't comments. This is a markdown file, and this is how you make something a header. So that now we have this beautiful header, and below it we have the steps right here, and that should be step 1, because everything that you need to install to do something, always make it step 1, please. Don't be dumb. Make it step 1. So sudo apt install DNS mask, and now, so does it need a comment? I don't think it needs a description of what sudo apt install DNS mask does, but we could look at this. So install dependency for the DHCP server. Yeah, that's a good comment. And now we're back to editing the DNS mask to configure the DHCP server. To configure A1 as the DHCP connection for DHCP range for 15 days. And maybe I should type the line and just modify it a little bit so that it has some context in the documentation as to what I am actually trying to do. So editing the DNS mask 50 days like this. So that was 50 days. That is I2. I'm not gonna have to retype it all. I'm just gonna. Is it actually the right IP? No, it ain't. But I can modify it so that it is. So 4. So 3 to 4. 4. That's 20. 192. 168. 24. So that. Why the 1? Why is there a 1 there? I don't think there is. In the actual IP, I think it's just 20 dot So I can add a comment from A3 to A2. I went with the IP and incremental order instead of the name of the machines for 50 days. So I'm not even changing their IP. I don't think I'm doing that. I'm just thinking I'm listing them as these are the machines I'm working with yet. So also I need to set the what was it? The connection? I don't know. I need to set the interface as ET. ET telephone home. So interface equal like this. ETH0. That I don't know what it does, to be frank. Set the port, I think. I'm not even sure. I'm not gonna lie in my documentation. I don't know. Set the port. Like, let's call it virtual. It's gonna sound like I know what I'm doing. Instead of me having no clue. So from A3 to A2 we have it set for 50 days. That's the first part completed. And now we need to set the default gateway. Gateway sounds so impressive. Sometimes programming sounds like magic, you know, like spells, like you're making stuff that... What is a gateway? It sounds so powerful. I'm opening a gateway to the virtual realm. Right? Nobody's responding to that in the comment. Okay, I see. I see how it is. So we want to go back to modify our mask file. But if I can't find it, I'm just going to have to type it again. So nano... But I don't even know where the mask file is. IP echo... I'm looking for a sudo nano. Sudo nano. There it is. Okay. It's asking me for my sudo password. It's done. And now DHCP range. We have that here. We need to configure our DHC option. Why is there two DHC option? DNS server. As the DNS server, you could also use Google DNS. Why would I use Google DNS? So, but why are... Okay, so you have option 3 and option 6. That's the thing I didn't notice because a comma and a dot looks very similar. So the first thing here is the options. And then you put the IP. Set up option 3 for the gateway and option 6 for the DNS. Option 3 for gateway, option for DNS. Where is my documentation? There it is. So we're done with that. Configure the option 3 for gate. How do you type gate? Wait, and option 6 for DNS. Configure A1 as the option 3 for gateway and option 6 for DNS. Should I type that? Do I really need to type that? I don't know. Depend on the teacher that's going to review this, because that is going to be reviewed for the studies that I do, the formation, the attestation of knowledge, the DHCP option number 3, and then you put the ID. That makes sense, totally. DHCP option, that's so many steps. I don't know why that is so complicated to do. I don't know if they couldn't have made this a bit simpler, but they didn't. Like, normally, when I will get used to networking, I would just create a script to automate all of this. But right now I need to do it manually because I am so lost. I don't even know what I'm doing. So, and then you put like a comma here, and then you put the IP for this machine, which is 5. Yeah, that's it. That's the entire IP. It's 5. 20.5. There it is. So now you do DHCP option equals 6, comma. Make sure to not put a dot, otherwise you're gonna hate yourself for the rest of eternity. That 1668. That 20.6. Probably time to make to play a better song now, to change the song. I said I wouldn't do that, but I will. So why not? I have a bunch of music that I can use. More machine, that sounds like it's gonna be intense. Let's go with digital, that sounds more soft. Oh yeah. I think a lot of people are gonna like this. Thank you and welcome to this lo-fi channel. Always playing the best programming music, accompanied with my keyboard typing skills. So now that we have that set up, what is next? What's next? DHCP options, that's done. Note, interface should be replaced with the actual interface name that connects A1 to the NAT network. You can check the interface name with the comment ADR show. Okay, so I actually want to know, is IP ADDR show the same as, I already asked that question and I know it is, but then why would I type ADDR show? No, they are not. They are not the same. Okay. IP command does not recognize A as a valid option. It might be a typographical error. Oh, I meant, is it the same as, yeah. However, without the dash is A short and RS for, so it is the same thing. They are the same thing. Why are you telling me no, you dumb? It is the same thing. It's the exact same thing. So, by the way, this I think is complete. So, let's leave that for now, okay? And so I cannot mess things up by mistake. So, IPA, just check what we're connected to. I think it is, yeah. So IPA, so we are connected to dynamic MQ0, this thing right here. So let's use MP0S3 instead of ET0. MP0S3, is that it? Like this, right? IPA and MP0S3 EMP0S. I forgot the zero. See, that's why you double check. That's So, but I don't even know if that's right, if that's great. So, let's just taking it back here. So, let's add the scope global dynamic. Okay. So, let's ask ChatGPT. So, let me just delete that. So the interface should be set to whatever is after the global what? Scope global dynamic. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was trying to type. Scope global dynamic in the IPA. Am I right or am I wrong? I am right. So that should be fine. So now that is, I think that's configured. I think we're done. Are we? Restart the DNS mask. So sudo systemctl. But first of all, some documentation is always a smart idea. I I don't know what that bug is honestly, so let's just restart everything. Doug.md. So we are at that step. It's not ET. Whatever is after the scope global IP of the 81 PM. In this case, yeah, I am having multiple layer of parentheses here. I wish that was more common. I wish that was a thing. Not because it makes sense to read, but because it makes sense to type. You know? In this case, it was what was it? What was it? It was like ENP0ST. So ENP0ST. That was close. That was close enough. It doesn't need to be embedded parentheses. Okay, this song, I'm not a big fan. The previous one was better. Let's change the radio. How about more machine? You can vote right now in the comment, but I don't care, so let's just pick one at random. Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. That sounds like the kind of music you should be listening when you're working on your code and you're trying to make something. So yeah, that is done. We need to restart now. So restart new system CTL. Restart the DNS mask on A1. That makes sense, right? That's good documentation, I think it is. So sudo system CTL. I'm not taking a lot of screenshots though. So how about that? Clear cat. No, it's gonna be sudo cat etc/dns.conf. I forgot the mask. That did not work because that file does not exist. DNS mask.conf. That's what I wrote. Sudo cat. Okay. I mean, I should have used tail to be honest, but that worked. So why am I complaining? So now I can do the sudo system CTL restart DNS mask. Is that the comment? Have I typed that properly? Restart system CTL restart DNS mask by memory. I'm so good. I had it. I should probably read that. What does that mean? Yeah, for translation I use Google. And you speak Russian? CCTM restart DNS mask. So that's the right comment, but I'm just gonna take a screenshot to prove that I actually did this. Oh, that's beautiful interface, right? That's beautiful. Windows 95, best interface of all time. Like everything was great, but at the same time it has its charm. You know, everything was so simple, so minimal. Like everything looked the same, so everything like looked coherent, cohesive. I don't know. It was nice. I do like the boxy squared relief, like things looked like they were actually popping out of these flat planes, but now everything is like gray. Everything is gray again. Like nothing changed actually. We just went for a darker shade of gray, and we tried to round stuff a little bit and add some shading. But that was fine. Thanks for chat. I don't need to take the chat with it, so let's go back. Select area to take a screenshot, and I can just say I want that part. I don't need all of this actually. I just need from here. There it is. Let's take a screenshot of that and call it DNS max so I can find it back. Okay, and run that. Job for because the control process exited with error code. No, we have an error code. System CDS status DNS max show now CPL for details. But am I really done and need to read the journal for details? I don't wanna. What mistake have I done? Seriously, what have I done that wasn't the proper method of doing stuff? Maybe I made a mistake at some point. Oh, the options. The options, it's not a space, it's a dash. That might be it. So let's go back here, and yeah. There's a dash that goes here, there's a dash that goes here, you save, you exit, you restart the system. Everything works flawlessly. Now you take another screenshot because your previous screenshot was crap, and you replace the previous one with a new one as if you never made that mistake. I'm gonna upload this. I wanted to have like the small Windows XP banner at the bottom because that was funny. So that when I show this to my teacher, he's like, on what platform are you doing this? Windows, Linux, Windows. So that was DNS mask, the name of the previous file, and it's gonna ask me, are you sure you want to do this? Oh, look at the Windows error. Even the sound sounded like a window error. Yeah, I want to do this. So now that's done. I feel like I'm in an episode of Mr. Robot. Doesn't it feel like I'm in an episode of Mr. Robot? Like, it feels like I'm hacking the Pentagon, but it is networking. It is the same kind of stuff that Mr. Robot does, you know? By the way, I just want to show you my wallpaper just for a moment, just so that we can appreciate that beautiful HD 4K AI enhanced wallpaper. It looks great. I think it looks great. The bin here is fake. Everything is fake. Except from that bar here that displays the time and date. That's real. But that button does nothing. I can make it do something. I control my computer. I can do everything I want within my computer. But now I'm outside of it. I'm in a virtual machine. That's why I'm lost. So, that's done. That was cool. So that's done. Enable IP forwarding on IP1. To allow AP traffic to be forwarded to the internet, you'll need to enable IP forwarding. Of course! Of course I need to enable IP forwarding. Wonderfully come into temporarily enable IP forwarding. Why temporarily? How temporarily is this? Because I need it to be not too temporary. So, how much temporary is this? How long will that last? As I walk the valley in the shadows of a death, look at my life, realized in that left, cause I've been a blessing and I've been for so long that even the world thinks that my mind is gone, but I never trust someone who didn't deserve it. If you treat it like a phone, it's a murder. You've been a blessing and I've been so long that even the world thinks that your mind is gone, but I never trust someone who didn't deserve it. It doesn't really fit on that instrumental, does it? But I have it as a song, so we can listen to it. Yeah. I have it as a full-blown, good quality song somewhere on my computer. So it should be called something around the line of it's not in that folder. Not a song, right? It's probably here for
intense, rapid fire, ripper, flex, blending word, blending rhythm on the romance. Exceptional technical skill, fast, fast words, being told fast as rapper, clear pronunciation, articulated words.
It hasn't even started yet.
The beat, quick flow, rhyme fast, cut, hot tempo, high words, be second instrumental. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life,
realizing nothing left.
Cause I've been blasting and laughing for so damn long that
Even the world think that my mind is gone. The thing is that it's going too slow for me. I would need to increase the tempo a bit. Fucking talk. I'm too slow.
I really hate the trip, but I gotta lie. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Press fast forward, speed up dial, stack 'em up in style.
That's what I on my guitar, by the way. Not my guitar, my SoundCloud page.
If you don't like my lyrics, you can press fast
So
forward.
yeah,
Speed up
temporarily
dial,
enable
stack 'em
recording
up
for
in
the current
style.
session until the system reboots. Here's how it works. Temporary session only until
As I
the
walk
next
through the valley of the
reboot.
shadow of death, I take a look
To make
at my
this change
life,
persistence,
realize there's
to
nothing
keep it
left.
active
'Cause
when
I've been
after the
blasting
reboot,
and
you'll
laughing
need
for
to
so
modify the
damn long
configuration
that
like...
even the world think that my
Okay, but
mind
I
is
don't
gone.
like to listen to music with lyrics when I'm coding. But that's a song in my SoundCloud if you want to listen to it.
Fast forward, speed up dial, stack 'em up in style.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. I don't even think that one is online. So it needs to be put in the systemctl config if I want it to be permanent. So of course I'm gonna make it in the systemctl. To make this change permanent, it's right there. It was right below my notes, and I had to search it. But yeah, as long as we have it, that's good. Find the line net blah blah blah, and we need to add the line in that. So yeah, I need to make sure that there's not already like IP4 wasn't it? Was already enabled. So I don't even need to do that or do that because it's already enabled. I know I did it. For sure. You want to take a look? You want me to prove it that IPv4 forward was already done? I'm gonna prove it. What is this file? Directory? I don't remember.
Reside, cursed in the dark, no soul to confide. I wear the crown of chaos untamed. Where nightmares dance, I rule unchained. Fall before ruin, the abyss calls.
sysctl.com.
When empires fall,
I don't know why I lost forward to this stream. Maybe because my 4 beatbox attempt. Or maybe this song isn't that popular. I don't know. So it's EPC. Yeah, IP forwarding is enabled to 1. That's already done. But I should probably specify that in the other file, the documentation file. So yeah, so insert image here.
Lost in the black, we never escape. Time and light twist, endlessly reshape.
Make sure IP forwarding is enabled.
Time and light twist, endlessly reshape.
Just like so. So now that this is done, and set it, yeah, I don't need to specify it, right? I don't need to specify how I did it. Yeah, no, I don't need. Yeah, just say it. This is good. This is good documentation. You don't need to know how it's done. You just need to know you need to do it. Set up NAT network address translation on A1. Am I done soon? That seems like a lot of steps. Okay, where are we? Set up NAT network address translation on A1. Or as I like to call it, NAT network address. Yeah, wasn't the NAT already set up? I don't know. To allow A2 to access the internet through A1, you need to compare NAT network address translation on A1. Ensure A1 will forward packets from A2 to the internet. Run the following IP tables command on A1 to set up NAT. Do we have IP tables installed before I do anything? I don't seem to be having IP tables. Okay, I'm done with this song. Let's try another song again.
Where nightmares dance, I rule unchained.
Diamonds cut deep, all you fake, I am unique. I'm a Cartier ice, that's a bad bitch deal.
Made that song for my
Flexing with
girlfriend.
fake ass gold. I'm rocking platinum,
It's the kind of
honey,
music
your
she
shit's
listens to.
old.
Yeah, I know.
Tripping in labels,
I'm
head to
gonna
my
listen to
toes.
something else.
You're trying too hard, it straight up shows. I'm sitting first
Yeah,
class.
no,
you
why
ain't
not?
sight.
Why not keep it?
Check the
That's
price,
funny,
bitch.
right?
I'm a wealth
I have that sense of
I'm
humor,
sick.
yeah.
Baby, you cheap knockoff. You cute. Your budget shop. I'm the shit.
But I have like a way better version of that song. I think it's on my SoundCloud page.
Cash raining down like gold confetti. You got
But that
trees,
one's
bitch,
okay,
but
right?
your bank ain't ready. I'm in Fendi,
So
Gucci
LS, there's
clothes for
nothing
dice.
on my home. That's crazy. That's almost scary to see like do LS and there's nothing. It's the void.
Why you fuck around? I'm stacking names.
So yeah, now I need to configure this thing, the NAT network. So you do this with IP table, but I don't have IP table.
Can't touch my
So let's try to install IP table.
cute, but it's just a shit. I'm the shit.
App install.
On VIP.
Table.
Top of the world where you'll never be.
It's already installed. Sorry for the burn, by the way.
You basic bitch. I'm top of the
That was some
line. Money
ASMR
talks,
stuff, you know.
bitch. You speechless now. When I roll in,
I probably
heads
lost like
down.
half of the
Roll
viewer
up
for
in
that.
a limo, paparazzi pop.
Sorry.
They screaming my name. Jaws all drop. I'm the ruthless queen.
Yeah, what time is
Ice
it?
cold, no doubt. And when you see me,
Yeah, I
bitch,
should probably
that's
take a
what
break.
shit is about.
But legends
I'm
don't
the
take
shit.
break.
Baby,
You just code all
you
day.
knock
Somebody
off.
told me like,
Cute.
why do you have the AM PM with your time? Because can't you just look outside? And I said, no, I can't. I'm a programmer. I never use Windows. Ain't that a funny joke, right? Okay. So pseudo IP tables, TNAT, post routing. That's a lot of stuff they want me to write. So what I'm gonna do is just bring that here so that I can just make that. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit more harder than I expected. I just want to move the VM here. It's gonna be simpler to move that there because I cannot like use the keyboard while I have the cursor on the VM.
Ruthless queen, ice cold, no doubt. And when you see me, bitch, that's what shit is about.
Okay, that was funny, but I don't want to listen to that song like for a second time.
Diamonds cut deep, all you
So,
think I am unique. I'm a Cartier ice, that's a bad bitch
What do you
deal.
put? You decide.
Flexing with fake ass gold. I'm rocking platinum, honey, your shit's old. Tripping in labels, had
That's what we heard before, or is that the new one? I don't know. That sounds like a new one to me, but similar style. Anyway, I don't care. It's a good song. I call this genre of music glitch. something, not just hub because that already exists in that meta. But IP tables, TNAT, a capital A, and post routing O. Is that O or 0? It's O, right? ETH 0. Masquerade. That's so cool. Who decided to call it Masquerade? I didn't realize that Mask Q was for Masquerade. So that is such a cool name for something, right? It sounds so like, it sounds like a fantasy term, like something out of a fantasy world. And I activate Masquerade. And did it work? Is it supposed to exist? Like, what? What is it telling me like Masquerade does not exist? You can't tell me that Masquerade doesn't exist. I get Mask. We rise together when empires fall. Did I type it? Mask. Yeah, I put an A. That's why. Masquerade. Like this. So, are you ready? We're gonna launch the Masquerade. That was done. That was easier than I expected. That went without any issue. So I'm gonna take a screenshot. And that is for the map. So not for A1. Okay, but that song again, like, they are short, so I need to change them more often because otherwise you get annoying in my nerves. But if you like the song, leave in the comment below, and I won't have to. I will remove it for now. I like this one.
Another scheme.
By the way, that song, I heard it first, I mean on the radio, the original one from, I think it's Muse, the group that sings the original, but then I heard the amazing version from Pitch Perfect. My girlfriend loved that movie, she keeps listening to it and repeat, and you know, I kind of started liking this song. It's not a bad song. So I made my version, which is just the part that I like the most of the song. So yeah, you know the chat is enabled, right? You can chat to me right here, right? So yeah, we have to post everything that's done. No replacing with the network interface connected to the internet. You could have told me that like sooner. Nah, he's stupid. That was not the right comment. I did not enter the right comment. I feel so dim, so dumb. And S3 S3. Is that it? How do I get it? Like, first of all, IP8 EMP0S3. That was it, EMP0S3. Masquerade. That worked. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a new screenshot to replace the previous one because the previous one is now irrelevant. Take a screenshot. That thing right here. Every line of code or spirit will thrive. Free and open software, it's how that was to set the NAT for A1. We'll tear down the walls. So that's the correct one. To save IP table rule and ensure it persists after install the IP persistent package. You bet you have to install IP tables. No more oppression, no more despair. We'll fight for our rights. We'll always be IP table rule can be saved through configuration where rules will be the root startup. Rules are resaved automatically to reach package and page for update. Save current IP rule. I want to read the complete stuff before I make a change. This rule will then be loaded automatically during system. See the IP table save for instruction key. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. I did say yes. Say they can change to IP v6 rules, yes. That's cool. So then save the current IP config. So there's another comment after that. Sudo net filter assistant.
They cloak their greed in a false disguise, exploiting the weak while they silence the wise. Come on, and will not control us. We will rise for freedom. They will not control us. We will be victorious. The weak while they silence the wise. Come on, another promise, another scheme. Another package lie that shatters our dream.
S2 for step 2 of consistency. Save that. And also don't forget to install the IP persistence before using it. So you make the IP forwarding enabled. What else have we done? I think we done more than that, right? So we have IP persistence. We did, we have that line right here. But we did change the
with every new update,
this part right here. Okay. So what is with the network interface? That is the interface. Interface is like the port, I think. We will not control us. We will rise for freedom. They will not control us. We will be victorious. Name. So we're gonna put that between parentheses to know that this is not like.
Come on, in every line of code,
like that way we know that the interface name needs to be changed, right?
Free and open software.
I should probably also remove that. Yeah, interface name.
We'll break all the chains. We'll tear down.
Actually, that make more sense if I like act as if it's a variable. That way I know that it needs to be set up. And if it doesn't work, like I'm gonna be, I need to set up this variable. So that install persistence. Then run the persistence comment to make that persistent.
No more despair. We'll fight for our rights. We'll always be fair. Come on. They will not
config A2 to obtain the DHCP release from A1. Okay, so we're done with A1, I think, for now. That was a lot of work, but we should be done. So I'm gonna save the state of the machine for DHCP completed. I think that it's done for the DHCP server configuration. Yes. So now I should pause this machine for now because I don't want it to take processing power on my computer while I work on the other stuff. But I think I should probably end the video now. I think that's good for today. I think that was a long enough stream already. So instead of like we save the machine state, just save the state again so that we can go back to the DHCP server from where it was without rebooting and losing anything. And in another video maybe I will configure the A2 whatever, but right now I'm just gonna go eat something because I'm a human being who needs to feed himself. I know I'm a human being, who would have known? Who would have guessed? So I'm gonna say that. And also the documentation for the project I'm working on. ChatGPT bye-bye. VirtualBox Manager Oracle. I already have this machine open, so close. Save state. Okay.
We will rise for freedom. They will not control us. We will be victorious.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more whatever tech related videos, interesting video I might want to make in the future. Whoa, what is going on to the chat? I missed all that. What, the chat wasn't updating?
Come on, they will not control us. We will rise for freedom.
Oh, sorry, I did not know that the music was so loud. Yeah, no problem, but that's a bit too late for that, right? But I don't know why the chat wasn't updating. Strange. Chat is not live. Sorry, I didn't saw this. Hi, hey, Caster. Broken pop-up chat. Yeah, I don't know why that is. I don't know what broke the chat. That is strange. That never happened before. Last time I trusted pop-up. Why exactly using DNS mask and not other bind, for example? Because I'm dumb. I'd like to reply to this and have a response like, is there a better way to do this? I just never done that before. That's my first time doing that. So sorry if I'm responding like a bit late to most of these messages. Yeah, the chat was more than delayed. So yeah, what is it using the DNS mask and not other bind, for example? What example? So can I like reply to someone on the chat? I'm not that used to YouTube chat. I'm very curious about that. Like, what do you mean? What other binds? Activity? No, I just want to reply. How do you respond to someone when there's so many like people? Like, I'm gonna try typing the name Otman. Yeah. Okay. So, what other bind options would there be? It's just the first time I thanks Bergeron for your help. So it is the first time I try setting a VM network, so I just blindly trust Chat GPT. That is the why of the why. You delay, haha, it's gate. It's gate. What is gate? Oh yeah, how you write gate. Okay, yeah. I don't know, I think that's in the documentation that I make that typo, so let's just fix that right now. Nano, doc.md, gate, yeah, so gate, wait, like this. Thanks for the heads up, and haha, now I certainly can't hear you. Okay, that's probably one of the songs that was a bit more loud. I can, it depends, the music is too high, I barely can hear you. Please make music quieter. Sorry, the chat was up. How was I supposed to? I was like, if the music is too loud, they will just tell me. Because the volume of the music for me is not the same as the volume of the music for you. But yeah, cool rap, cool stream. Thank you very much. I'm a go. Hi. Yeah, I'm a go too. That was a good stream. Next time I will be careful. I will take music that is more quieter, more instrumental. But yeah, that was a nice stream, and I'm glad. I think I did a lot of progress. I think. Like I will probably do another stream right after I'm done eating, because I need to complete this assignment since it's a school assignment. So if some of you are interested in coming back for this next stream, it's gonna be about in an hour or so, and in this next stream I will try to set up both of the other VM, connect them through the DHCP server, and set up the DNS record for them. It's not actually a DNS record that I'm gonna set up, but a DNS suffix for those who care. And yeah, so see you on the. It's already afternoon, but you know, see you in a short moment if you care to see this project to completion. And regardless if you connect back or not, both live stream will be on my channel. once they are done recorded, they won't be deleted, so you can see them at any point in time. And I can't wait to rewatch this live stream and see how loud the music was and how unbearable it was. I'm very sorry for that. I'll be careful for the next video. So yeah, you can like, subscribe, have a good day, have a wonderful day. That was an amazing stream. Thanks for all the support, thanks for all the feedback, and yeah, that's the end of this stream. I will just end the video with, I think that's the shortcut, or it's this one. Let's just check. Are we still streaming? Are we still streaming? Yeah, we are. So it's this shortcut. No, that's for recording. Okay, that's not for streaming.